Hey, I'm not a mental health professional. If you are feeling under the weather, if your mental health is under stress, or if you're suffering from trauma, please do find somebody professional to talk to. Start with your GP or Google to find out the best person in your area who can help you for free with your mental health. That said, the same thing that motivates me to put music out into the world, which is the hope that somebody will hear it and I suppose gain comfort from the fact that they realise somebody else in the world has had to deal with difficult emotional situations and therefore that they are not alone, has also motivated me to put out little bits and pieces of what I like to think of as my mental health toolbox out into the world. And this one's simple, really. Things aren't black and white. And it's very rare that I think you can say something with such conviction and know that in most cases it is true. But this is really a big one. We seek black and white. As people, we seek boxes we can put things in because we need to tidy up in our brains. The more loose ends and unconcluded things we have in our brain, the more cognitive load we put on ourselves, and in some cases, the more stress that we feel. So it's very tempting to look at a political situation or a situation with your friends and think about it in terms of black and white. That person is wrong, that person is right. But it belies a complexity that exists in almost every situation where nothing ever is black and white. Every single person who ever did something wrong is just a product of the trauma that they felt throughout their life, or the strange way that they were brought up, or the difficult things that they've had to endure, me included. We're all just a product of our environment and our lived experience, and therefore to just write somebody off as good or bad, no matter how abhorrent the thing that they've done is probably quite short-sighted. But it's difficult to think that way, right? And it's annoying for the people around me sometimes when they want to talk to me about something bad that happened, when I will always try and hunt out the grey area that might have led to that situation occurring, or try to understand the context of what has led to that situation occurring, when actually people just want to kind of put it in the box as something horrible and then forget about it. But I would encourage you to try it. It's a learned skill. It's not necessarily easy to do, and you have to be comfortable, I guess, just stopping thinking about things, because otherwise you do go a bit nuts with the cognitive load. You need to be able to leave questions unanswered in your brain, and I think that's quite healthy as well. Allow your understanding of the world to filter through over time, and be a part of that understanding yourself, because you're changing all the time too. But yeah, try it. The next time somebody tells you something awful, and you know that they just want you to say, oh God, that is terrible, I can't believe they did that, what a bastard. Just think about what might have motivated that person, or what circumstances might have led up to that particular thing happening, or what extra evidence, particularly if you're reading something in the mainstream media, may have been withheld in order to show a situation in a certain light. And I'll give you a really good example, right? I love the Great British Bake Off. We all sit down in my family and we watch that. Every single time they say, you've got 1 minute left, bakers, you will see a panning shot of a bunch of very panicked people who appear to be ridiculously behind in their bake and still gluing something together. And yet once that last minute has finished, they're all finished, and they're all ready to bring up their bakes to the gingham altar. That is being proclaimed as a moment of tension, which has been entirely constructed by editing. And when you start seeing the world in that way and understanding that actually the things that you're being served are probably not as clear cut and deserve interrogation, you, I think, come to a point where you can make a much more considered and some would say cynical interpretation of the things that are going on around you. So try it out, yeah? Things aren't black and white. Take it easy.